listen to that deep voice inside of your head.
How much would you say is the average cost of living for someone that perhaps doesn't drink or smoke? Every once in a while I meet someone that's very impressive or inspirational. And in this video we're going to go ahead and meet this gentleman who left Canada to live in Malaysia. Let's go ahead and talk to him, find out why. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Hi, tell us your name.
Hello, my name is Payman Lorenzo. I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Why are you in Malaysia instead of Canada?
Well, I've been blessed to have lived in 11 countries and 4 continents. Before the pandemic, I was living in Hong Kong, before that in China as a football coach, before that in Thailand, Philippines, and Brazil. I've been around the map, and I've been blessed to be born in a family that's had traveling the DNA. My father was a geologist, archaeologist, so we moved along quite a lot, and so I wanted to come back to, well, I love traveling and living abroad. Nothing wrong with Canada, but being stuck at home for 3 years in just outside of Toronto was not fun. I was just itching to get back. And flying November 1st, I left Canada. I went spent a week in Italy. And after that, I flew to Thailand from Italy, and I spent 2 months in Thailand. And then in January 11, I came here in KL. I was supposed to be here for a month. Absolutely loved it. And I'm going to stay here till, I believe, the end of my three months tourist visa, because this place is amazing. And as I said, I've been blessed to have lived in a few countries, and so far this place ticks all the boxes for me as to a place that I would like to see as a base. I'm kind of tired of the cold in Canada, all the craziness going on, the absurdly cost of living, the politics I don't agree with. So and again, I'd be happy to go back to visit, but I don't see myself going back to live anytime soon in Canada.
I think many people are feeling that way these days. Tell me why specifically Malaysia? I know you said this ticks off your boxes. A lot of people go to Thailand or Vietnam or the Philippines. What is it about Malaysia that makes it different than some of the other countries?
Oh, great question. For me, first and foremost, it's I've been hearing about Malaysia for the past 10 years. Even way back when I first went to Asia in 2010, my father of all people started telling me about Malaysia. Other people telling me, and finally, so to speak, the stars aligned. I just came here. The weather, first of all, is amazing. Cost of living is absolutely amazing, especially if you're coming from the West. People are friendly. People speak English. It's civilized. It's amazing food. A fantastic hub for traveling. Yeah. So and also for visa-wise, especially as a tourist, Malaysia is very generous, because for most people from the Western world, Canada, US, most of Western Europe, we get 90 days. Thailand, we don't get that. Vietnam, they used to have it, but you had to pay for it. Now it's only 30 days. So, and the only country that we come close with is the Philippines. But again, Philippines, as much as fun as it might be, doesn't have the infrastructures that it has. Plus here, I have my own business, and I love networking, connecting with people, meeting high-level people. I love going to all these amazing high-end 5-star lounges, just chilling, going to the event. I get into, by connecting with these people, I get into smoking cigars. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, but by smoking a cigar, mind you, only once a week, I've connected and networked with incredible people. So this is what I enjoy about Malaysia: the networking, the access to people. It's a lot easier to connect and network with high-quality people, a lot easier than, for example, say back home in Canada. And I can talk for a lot more about why I like Malaysia, but this is the gist of it. If you want, we can dive deeper into a specific aspect of it, but that's basically my answers for now.
Okay, so what about dating, relationship, marriages? Tell me about your relationship status.
Oh, as I say, in the Philippines, I'm single and ready to mingle. I'm a free agent.
Free agent. Have you had a chance to meet any Malaysian women?
Oh, yes.
How does that work? Tell me a bit about that.
Oh yes. Again, there's many ways that people can meet people, especially dating wise. If you're single, whether it's your man or women. I mean, the obvious way is through dating apps, but I've had mixed feelings about dating apps. It's too much effort for not much result. ROI is pretty low. However, if you're really keen on meeting someone of quality, what I would recommend is go to these events, meetups. Like for example, there's an app called Meetup. They have events every single night, day of the week, in major cities like say Bangkok, KL, Hong Kong, where I used to live, place like that. There's a ton of events. And also, if you want higher level events, there's an organization, global organization called Internations. It's almost like Meetup for LinkedIn. Imagine if LinkedIn, sorry, had meetups. This is what International is about. You meet professionals, expats from around the world and locals meeting up. I attended their events and was living in China, in Shenzhen, and I was actually helping them host some events in Shenzhen. So I knew it. That's the first thing I do whenever I get to a new city. I look for the events for International. So I met people there, and yes, I've been meeting some people here. But again, if you want the best quality, especially if you're looking for something more meaningful, more concrete, and at my age, is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking just for easy bang, so to speak. I've done that. Not here to judge, but I'm past that now. Much more looking for connection and quality, and for that, Malaysia is amazing again because what I said earlier, people speak English. They're highly educated. Again, doesn't mean that other countries don't speak English. I met some amazing girls also in Thailand. But in Thailand, because of the language barrier, it's more difficult to have meaningful conversation, meaningful connections with those Thai ladies, unless you meet someone that you're lucky that has traveled or studied abroad. But here, pretty much everybody speaks English.
You mentioned a lot of good things about, KL and people here, lifestyle here. What are some things that maybe you dislike, or what's the other 10% that's missing from KL being the perfect place for you?
So far, I would say first and foremost is number one is the red tape, right? And it's still not clear. There's a lot of steps involved if you want to get a proper long-term visa. The requirements are pretty high, pretty difficult, but not impossible. And I'm confident I can find a way to stay here legally because that's my mission right now. How can I stay here legally and long-term? Sometimes I noticed, again, I don't want to generalize, but the level of customer service in some areas, especially with Airbnb, can be non-existent. I'm having a major issue right now with a place I'm staying. The guy was very responsive before I paid, but once I paid, completely ghosting, not even answering or anything. I have to hound them to get even the slightest thing. It takes him 3 days to answer to a simple message.
Yeah.
So, and again, maybe it's an isolated incident, but that's something that so far is something that that is concerning. But again, the pros far outweighed the cons.
Okay, well, without getting into any details, a quick recap: how do you make a living abroad, right? I mean, a lot of people would love to be doing what you're doing or what myself is doing. How do you make an income?
I'm a podcaster, I'm a publisher, and I also have an academy. Podcasting completely changed, transformed my life. The reason I'm here, the reason I'm sitting here together is because of my podcast. Completely transformed my life. And through my podcast, as I said, I have an academy where I work mainly with art-centered entrepreneurs and coaches, and I show them how they can leverage the tremendous power of podcasting to get their exact ideal client by getting their message across in front of their exact ideal audience to connecting. Because at the end of the day, business, it's not a numbers game, it's a relationship nurturing process. We do business with people we like, trust, and connect with. And podcasting is, from my experience, the experience of my students, the best way to connect as a human to human with your audience. And once you do that, there's no need to pitch, convince, seduce, or kidnap someone to do business. I like to say it's a natural, organic process. So that's what I do. I help entrepreneurs and businesses to leverage the power of podcasting to grow their business, to grow their revenue, and get their exact ideal clients while displaying their expertise and sharing the story with exact audience. And podcasting also got me into publishing. So I published my first book through my podcast. The first volume was launched at the end of September. It was a great success, #1 bestseller in multiple countries in 20 categories. And now I'm working on volume number 2. So again, I'm really blessed to be in a position, but again, I've been living that life for the past 10, 15 years. They say that you're an overnight success, but they don't understand that that overnight success takes 10, 20 years in the making.
I'll leave your information in the description down below for anyone that's interested. Definitely check it out. And one last thing, how much would you say is the average cost of living for someone that perhaps doesn't drink or smoke but is single and wants to live here comfortably without, living off of bread and water, let's say, or, living comfortably here?
You can live as cheaply as you want. I will share my personal experience. Before coming here and just outside of Toronto, I was spending $4,000 Canadian, which is $3,000 US, without leaving the house, not eating out, nothing like that. Here now, I'm living on $2,000 US. I'm eating out anytime I want. In 2 months, I've taken the public transportation 3 times, grabbing it all the time. Whenever I go anywhere, I don't even look at prices because it's almost like a cheat code. You know, you bring in your hard currencies from just like Tim Ferriss talks in his book, the 4 Hour Work Week. You bring in a strong currency in a place where the currency is low, and you completely, you know, upgrade the quality of your life. So anyone, if you're single, and I would say $1,500 US is more than enough if you're careful, if you don't drink, if you don't go out. But for me, the point of going into a place like that is to elevate, to upgrade the quality of my lifestyle, not to downgrade it. So again, I'm staying in a beautiful 1-bedroom condo in the heart of KLCC with an incredible view, incredible rooftop pool, and I'm only paying $850 US a month, which is 1,100 Canadian or 3,600 ringgit. In Toronto alone, a studio would be $3,000 Canadian, just to give you some perspective.
Yeah.
So again, I'm spending half of what I was spending in Toronto without leaving the house. Here, I'm living my best life on $2,000 US. So that's for me. I don't drink. Well, I drink casually, but I'm not the kind of guy to down a 6-pack every night.
Yeah.
You know. So maybe 1 or 2 drinks. Maybe I do love wine, and from time to time with friends. But other than that, I eat with local restaurants. Local food is absolutely phenomenal here. The prices can be all over the map. You can eat at amazing Western food for even half or a third of the price of what you would pay back home or anywhere. So again, if you're single, not drinking, I don't party, $1,500 US is doable. If you want to really have a comfortable lifestyle, I would say $2,000 US.
All right. And any last words, any final advice for anybody coming here? Or tell us how we can find some of your books and podcasts so people can get closer.
You know, when people talk about relocating or even, you know, taking a vacation or going for a tour in Asia, Malaysia is not on the list. It's usually, you know, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. And that's a mistake, because Malaysia has a lot to offer. It's a beautiful country, amazing culture, phenomenal quality of life, especially the value you get for what you spend. From my experience, again, after living in 11 countries, 4 continents, is unmatched anywhere. Even Bangkok cannot, from my personal experience, cannot match the quality you get here, especially in terms of accommodations and tremendous, you know, 5-star lounges and stuff like that. So this is what I would say. Don't sleep on Malaysia, especially KL. And Malaysia is a big country. There's a lot for everything. You have beautiful, you know, urban centers like Kuala Lumpur. You have amazing nature. You have beaches. You have the forest. So it's a paradise for you can find your cup of tea, your place, your as we say in French, your spot on the sun here in Malaysia. So don't sleep on Malaysia. Now, where they can find me, my podcast, my brand, my books, and my everything I do is under the brand Leaders with a Heart on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as on Apple, soon to be on Spotify. My books can be found on Amazon, again, Leaders with a Heart. And I just want to mention that any proceeds from the sales of the book, I don't get a penny. They all go to charity, because my brand, everything I do is about inspiring entrepreneurs to do good and by giving back to society. So again, the book is not going to make me rich, but the book has gotten me tremendous business as a result of that. So yeah, I mean, that's what I can say. And whatever you want to do, at the end of the day, listen to that deep voice inside of your head, that fire you have inside of you. Life is too short. Be as rich as you want, but in experiences, not just in materials. Because materials, just like a toy, after a week or two, you get tired of it. But experiences, nobody can take them away from you. And at the end of the day, life is a school, and life is all about experiences. So go out, experience as many things as you want, and live to the fullest.
Well said. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, brother.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks for having me.
And that was my friend Lorenzo. What an amazing guy, an inspirational story. He's living his best life, guys. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of his story. And one more thing, guys, show some love. Check out his YouTube channel. Check out his podcast. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.